All right, we are live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chris, and this is my channel, Barn on 11970. Thank you, as always, for taking the time to listen to what I have to say. And I got some information that should help almost immediately improve your life. So stay tuned for this. Pass it on, share it, and check out some of my other videos if you think this one is helpful. Today is the 1st of August 2017, currently 1:55 in the morning, Eastern Standard Time, and I want to share a little simple secret. Now, if you're not familiar with my channel, I do a lot of videos that basically try and help people. Whether something resonates with you or not, that is up to you. So check it out. What resonates with you, great. What doesn't, skip that and go on to the next. So with that being said, I want to do what is one of my strengths. A lot of people tell me that have been listening to my videos for a long time, is the fact that I can take a description, make you think about it, and it changes your perspective. And if you could visualize something, you tend to remember it a little better. And one of the biggest things we're told these days is don't take responsibility for your own life. If something is too good to be true, it usually is. Something that's simple, we should question. These are things that keep us down. They keep us under control, allowing other people to thrive who know this simple secret. So I'm going to use an example, and I want you to think about this and answer this quickly, and it will help instantly change your life. Now, I want you to picture yourself sitting in your kitchen. You're sitting in a seat at the kitchen table. You are currently and presently starving. And right there on the table, right in front of you, is your favorite food, whatever it is. You have a knife and fork on either side, or a spoon, depending, or whatever you need. It's right there in front of you, and you're sitting there in front of it. You're starving. Now, let me ask you this. How long do you think it would take for that food to enter your mouth if you just sat there and prayed? Praying for that food to enter your mouth. Probably will never get there, and you'd starve to death. Well, what if you wished really hard for that food to enter your mouth? How long do you think it would take for that food to fix that hunger problem? Again, you'd probably starve to death. So wishing doesn't make it happen. Praying doesn't make it happen. What is it that you need to do? Well, you need to either grab the food, grab the knife and fork, grab the spoon, grab whatever utensil it takes, take that food, place it into your mouth, and fill your stomach. So in other words, you are the one that makes the change that you need to do what it takes to improve your life. Not wishing for things, not hoping for things, not dreaming for things, not praying for things. It is doing things. And once you take the responsibility, and once you understand that it is all about choice, you will take your power back instead of giving it to everyone else. Because if you are tired of businesses, media, corporations, politicians, what have you, ruining your life or making your life more difficult, then stop giving them your power. In other words, giving away your control, thinking that you need someone else or something else to do what you can do yourself. Because if you think of doing things for yourself as conserving your own energy, well, when you ask somebody else to do something, it's like having currency. If you have a car that needs to be fixed, you can do it yourself and save a lot of money. You just got to learn how if you don't already know how. But if you're going to ask some professional person to do it, they're going to need compensation. So switch energy for currency. If you want somebody else to do something, there is a price for it. There is a cost. So in monetary terms, if you want your car fixed and you are unwilling to learn how to do it yourself or do not know how to do it yourself, obviously you can teach yourself. Unless you say you can't, then obviously you won't. But if you have somebody else do it for you, there is a price to pay. That goes the same with your energy, with your own being, your own self. Think of it in the terms of hiring somebody to do a job for you. Well, if you're asking someone else to protect you, someone else to keep you safe, somebody to regulate your freedom and your livelihood, it comes at a cost, and it is not always necessarily monetary. Obviously, whether you understand energy, we all have energy, and we do not have, in this physical form, endless energy, where we go past here because we are energy. It will always be. But that is why we are born, we live, and eventually we die. It's like having, again, with a car. You could treat that car to the best of your ability. Eventually, if used too much, it runs down. But like a car that breaks down, you can always get another vehicle. So I want you to think about how much of this world is trying to make you have somebody else do something for you in your life that you could do yourself. Now, obviously, that doesn't mean everything. Obviously, it's going to be a little challenging to do open heart surgery on yourself. So there are exceptions. But again, if you needed, and, God forbid, or Allah forbid, or whoever you pray to or believe in bid, if you ever got to that point, you're going to want to make sure you're going to a person that knows what they're doing. But again, they will not do it for free. There is a cost. So there's always a price to pay, either in the form of energy or even currency trading. But even if you think about it, what is currency? Currency is money, quote unquote. How do you get money? Well, unless somebody gives it to you, most of us have to work for it. So in other words, we use labor, which again, what does that come back to? It comes back to energy. Your time, your effort, your movement, your strength, your knowledge, your ability. So it always comes down to energy. So the more energy you can keep for yourself, the more it goes towards you than to someone else. So it all boils down to, what are you willing to do to improve your own life without always having to have someone else do it for you, or speak for you, or tell you how to live, how to raise your children, how to raise yourself. So the problem in this world is we're taught, like I said in the beginning, if it's too good to be true, it usually is. Well, that's a deterrent to keep you from realizing, because you need real eyes to realize that it is that simple, unless you choose to make it complicated. It's like, for example, I'll use a car reference. Let's say you want to go to the closest store to your house. Well, I'm sure by now, if you live where you live for a long time, you know the simplest route to get there. Now, is that the only route? Of course not. What if you chose to go a different direction? What if you chose to go in the opposite direction? How long would it take you to get to your destination? What if you go in the wrong direction? That is free will's choice. You can decide, well, I'm supposed to make a right here and go down this street to the store, but I'm going to make a left and go exactly the opposite way. Well, that's your choice to do it, but it's not going to get you where you need to go. Now, you can obviously turn around and go the route it takes, but it took you longer and you made it more complicated. Either way, you will reach the destination. So why make it more complicated? And when the world tells you if something is too good to be true, why do you choose to believe it? When in an infinite universe with infinite possibilities, why limit yourself to one choice that somebody decided, even if it is a true choice, doesn't necessarily mean it is the only true choice. Because if you wanted to walk to your mailbox and it's in the front of your yard, well, you can open your front door and walk straight to it. Very simple. Or you can walk out of your house, walk into your car, drive away, drive around the city for an hour or around the country fields for an hour, come back, park in front of your mailbox and take your mail then. Either way, you got the mail. One was just a lot longer and a lot more complicated. So it all boils down to, what can you do to change the life that you may be saying is not what you seek? What are you doing to better it? What are you doing to improve your thought process? Now, obviously, if something like this is helping you, then you're going in that right direction. You just have to give yourself the credit, because the world will beat you down. The world will say, no, sit back, relax, we'll take care of you. Well, if these were people that were doing the right thing, I would say go for it. But considering how many people are unhappy with the direction the world is headed, then it's kind of silly to let others take control of everything, especially when they can use fear or anger or your other emotions to control your choices. But remember, you ultimately make the final decision on what you choose to do and not do, even if you are pushed or tricked or guided or convinced or bribed into going a certain direction. Because like being in your car, you can always go different ways. So why not go the simplest route? So that's why in the beginning of this video, I wanted you to think about sitting there with food right in front of you, and you're starving. You can't pray for that food to feed you. You can't wish for that food to feed you. You might have somebody feed you for you, but not many people will do that for free. It will have some cost. And even if they did it for free, what if they spill it? What if they don't do it the way you like or in the order you like? There's a simple saying that says, if you want something done right, do it yourself. So why complicate things? That's why they tell you the simplest way to go from point A to point B is a straight line. So is that really too good to be true? You can go in circles, you can go diagonally, you can go in the exact opposite direction. You can loop around and eventually get to point B, but the shortest way is going straight to it. You see how they like to complicate things, and we tend to believe in these things just because the majority of people may agree as well? Because it doesn't matter if 99.9999% of the world agrees with one particular thing. If it does not work for you, then what they believe is irrelevant. So whether you believe what I'm saying, whether you appreciate what I'm saying, whether you are even listening to what I'm saying, that is up to you. So why not keep it simple? And keeping it simple is what I'm going to do here. I'm not going to make this video very long. I want you to reevaluate your life and take more responsibility for the things you can control. Give yourself credit or choose not to. But then if you give your power away to somebody else, you better hope they're going to do the right thing for you. And so far, as we see this world in the direction it's headed, it doesn't look like they're really trying to help everybody. Because like they say, you can please some of the people all of the time, and all of the people some of the time, but you can't please all the people all the time. But you can please yourself. It's a lot easier than trying to please millions of people. So even if somebody, for example, in government had the most honorable of intentions and wanted to do the right thing, because there are so many millions of people with millions of different things that they need or want or desire, you cannot please everybody. So Stop trying to please everybody and start pleasing yourself, because then you will be more pleasing for others. So thanks for listening. I hope this helps. If it does, listen to it again. Share it with other people. Let them hear it. Take responsibility for your life. And one of the things I want you to take responsibility for is hitting that thumbs up button if you think this helped you at all. Sharing it by posting the link in your social networks. Show me that you're willing to take that first step. And that's how easy it is. So the next time somebody says for you to wish for things and pray for things and hope for things and dream for things, picture how long it's going to take for those things to arrive. Because if wishes and prayers always came true, then we would all have everything that we want. There must be a reason why we don't. Because we're always looking out instead of looking within. Thanks for listening. My name is Chris. This is my channel, Barn on 11970. Hit subscribe, and I hope you have a great night. Thanks as always for listening.